Teacher talking sports, what it does, what it do, how we live. And if you're someone who doesn't really start paying attention to the NHL, let's say maybe around Christmas time, well, you are missing a magnificent start to the season for the Winnipeg Jets. Yesterday they played the Dallas Stars, winning 4-1, another easy victory for Winnipeg. They have moved to 14-1 on the season. Incredible. 28 of a possible 30 points. You see Connor Hellebuck, of course, the reigning Vezina Trophy winner, has won two Vezinas in his career. Nearly shut out a team for the third straight game, gave up a goal with, I believe, a minute 22 left, but still another awesome performance for Hellebuck as the Jets are off to a start that is unprecedented in NHL history. See, this is Sportskeeda. So, talking about the Jets and winning 14 of their first 15. So, the previous record was held by the 2007-08 Ottawa Senators, 2013-14 Colorado Avalanche, and 94-95 Quebec Nordiques, as they started with a 13-2 record. Winnipeg's 14 wins are the most by any team ever through 15 games. I believe that Senators team had won 13 of their first 14, but then lost that 15th game to be 13-2 after their first 15. We take a look at Hellebuck's numbers on this season. More outstanding numbers again for the two-time Vezina Trophy winner in his 12 games, a 1.83 goals against average, 935 save percentage, three shutouts. Did I? No, I don't. He actually did break the franchise record for most consecutive time without allowing a goal. As I mentioned, so close to recording his third straight shutout, but he has three shutouts in his 12 games. And again, early on, but certainly looking like the favorite to win the Vezina Trophy. And we take a look at the Jets' numbers through their 15 games. They've scored the most goals in the NHL. They've allowed the least goals in the NHL. They won their first 8 games, lost to the Toronto Maple Leafs, and now have won their most recent six. But yes, almost 4.5 goals per game, slightly over 2 goals per game. Let me do the quick math. Outscoring teams by 36. That's 2.4 goals per game that they're outscoring their opponents by. But if you're a fan of the Winnipeg Jets, you know that their history hasn't been super kind when it comes to the postseason. And especially the last 2 seasons, we haven't seen vintage Connor Hellebuck in the playoffs last year. Last season's playoffs was a complete mess, not just for Hellebuck, but the team in general. You see 5.23 goals against average for Hellebuck against the Colorado Avalanche as they lost in five. The previous year, they also lost in five to the Vegas Golden Knights, while Hellebuck's numbers weren't as bad as they were last year. They weren't his normal self, and I mean, he had performed well in previous postseasons, but has just advanced past the first round twice. That 2017-18 season, they did reach the conference finals. It's their only appearance there in franchise history. Yes, they've never made the Stanley Cup, and while their first iteration of the Winnipeg Jets is now included in the Utah Hockey Club slash Arizona Coyotes team history, that Winnipeg Jets never reached the Stanley Cup finals either. So while I definitely do believe that Jets fans are extremely excited and thrilled about the start that their team is off to, in the back of their minds, they got to be thinking about how the postseason's a different animal, how Hellebuck hasn't looked like vintage Hellebuck in the past two postseasons, and as good as he can be in the regular season, and he was awesome last year, that didn't continue in that series against the Colorado Avalanche. So, what do you think? Can the Jets really put together the entire season, perhaps make their first ever Stanley Cup Finals? Of course, there's still a lot of hockey remaining. Incredible start by the Jets, but Hellebuck's recent postseason history, the Jets' postseason history as a whole, has to have fans thinking about them wanting to see it once the playoffs happen. Anyhow, don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.